Hey guys, what's up? lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 1993 classic film, The Nightmare Before Christmas, based off of Tim Burton's original story from 1993, directed by Henry Selick, produced by Touchstone Pictures, later acquired by Walt Disney Pictures. Touchstone and Disney were separate, but Touchstone was kind of like a part of Disney, but then like Disney got full Touchstone back. The other thing was, Disney was afraid in 93 that Nightmare would be a little too scary for kids. And then look where we are now, 25 years later. It's a cult phenomenon. They're in every Disney park. Constant re-releases in theaters in 3D. Constant merch. My hat. Isn't it great? So, this is the original book from 1993. And the debate is always, what holiday is this movie actually about? Now, I primarily watch this movie come Halloween time and in the summer. I always have this on repeat on Halloween Day itself. But the little copyright, little summary, according to this, is when the king of Halloween decides he wants a new holiday, Christmas will never be the same. It takes place in Halloween, right? It's called The Nightmare Before Christmas because it's a pun on The Night Before Christmas, right? So Jack is the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, and he wants something new. And he fights Christmas Town, and he wants to take over Christmas, and then there's chaos, etc., etc. The 93 movie is based off the 93 book, like I said. Tim Burton wrote and illustrated this book. Tim Burton is an amazing artist. We've talked about Tim Burton in the past. I am a fan of his work. His newer work needs some work. He just has to, he needs a new thing. He seems to be repeating himself. But 80s and 90s Burton and 2000s Burton is awesome. It's the 2010 Burton that I kind of need something new with. Burton's a genius. Henry Selick is an amazing director, and I'm glad that it was stop motion. It's a 77-minute long film. It's one of the all-time greatest films ever created anyway, story-wise. This is the first movie that actually got me into musicals, for that matter, like singing while telling a story. I never got the concept until this. Granted, I was 3 years old when this movie and book came out, but say let me. It has brought the world together for many, many things. It's brought the punks together, the goths together, the emo kids, which is everyone at this point. It's brought everyone, brought the jocks, the brains, the nerds, the skater kids, everyone together loves this film. And the people that don't like this film are not human, and we need not talk about them nor to them, because the nerve of them. How dare they? Now, it's hard to say that this is my all-time favorite movie because I have a tattoo of it. I have countless Jack stuff all throughout the house, all throughout my room. It's one of those, like, religious peak. Like, such a spiritualistic sense of your upbringing that it surpasses the title of best movie ever because it's just so a part of you. It's a part of your soul, your psyche, your essence. Some people don't feel that way. The people that hate this movie, I cannot talk to because they're just not, they don't appreciate art. How this story came together was Tim was in like a Kmart or a Sears, something like that, and they just started to put Halloween out, but they just also were starting to put Christmas out. So one aisle was literally half Christmas, half Halloween. Now, back in the early 90s, this wasn't the norm. You didn't really do that. Nowadays, Christmas starts in July. But back in the early 90s, Christmas didn't start in July. Christmas, was after Halloween. But because Christmas is a multi-billion-dollar holiday, and then Halloween's right under that as a multi-billion-dollar holiday, they tend to start together in July. So I'm fine with that now, but in the early 90s, it was a little weird. So that's what inspired him to write this book, which is pretty cool. I don't know what else to say aside from how important this film is when it comes to animation, when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to art direction, when it comes to maquettes, prop building. I went to the Tim Burton exhibit at the MoMA in the city not a couple of years back, about a decade ago. And it was awesome seeing the beautiful maquettes that they were. And of course I want to own most of / all of them, but I cannot even fathom how expensive that would be and how I would even get my hands on it. I'd have to have a name for myself, obviously. I'd have to have some influential power, and I'd have to have my own museum in order to actually display them purposefully for people to cherish for years, decades, centuries to come, in a safe environment where the sea level is not rising. What are your thoughts on Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, the 93 classic book and film, which has spurred many a things of global phenomenon since then? Are you as obsessed as I am? Do you have a tattoo? I'm assuming you do. Ha! That rhymes. What else should we say? What else should we say? My dearest friend, if you don't mind, I'd like to join you by your side where we can gaze into the stars and be together now and forever, for it is plain as anyone can see we are truly meant to be. Mucho mahalo, guys.